Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, brand new Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler videos, series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, I'm 2 patriotic dues down, so I'm now on the final patriotic due, but we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? What happens to be my my Stellar Circuits shirt. It's hard to read. What is Stellar Circuits, though? They are a progressive, well, I'll just call them a progressive metal band out of North Carolina that I became familiar with a few years ago. Originally, it was a Facebook ad thing, and I am one of the few crazy people who, especially when it's music related, I will typically look into whatever it happens to be. So I went over there, I watched the ad, I was digging what I was hearing, and, I started following their page, and it turned out, I was really fortunate. Just a few months later, they were going to be playing in Chicago, and I was like, there we go. So I got to see them perform live, and I've been really fortunate in that almost every year since then, I've been able to see them at least once, because typically they come around to Illinois about once per year. They are all extremely awesome guys, not only as musicians, but as people. They've never been anything but, incredibly awesome and embracing, to me, and, the times that I've met and been able to kind of hang out with them a little bit. Extremely good dudes, extremely awesome music. I like them so much, I've actually got videos of the performances that I've attended. Those videos are on this channel as well, just in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I can point you in the right direction for their stuff. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, I just did 2 patriotic dew reviews because Mountain Dew decided to put out 3 new dews based on red, white, and blue. Boom, red, which is the Star Spangled Splash. Boom, white, which is the Freedom Fusion. And then finally, folks, we have, boom, it's blue. It's Liberty Chill. It is apparently 50 flavors in one dew. Okay, so let's get a thing for a thing. It looks like this. Ha 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 ha. Now here's the thing. When I initially saw this, I thought this was going to be their Liberty Brew, because they've had a few sort of things that they've done as far as like 4th of July themed ones. The first one being the Dew SA, and I've enjoyed that. I might have reviewed that. I did that or the Liberty Brew, one or the other one. They did the Dew SA for a while, then eventually they went to the Liberty Brew, then they brought back the Dew SA, and now they're on Liberty Chill. I don't know if this is going to be Liberty Brew again, or if it's its own thing. I don't know. But we're going to find out together. All right. I mean, it's been a while since I've had the Dew SA or the Liberty Brew, but it does smell familiar. So, let's give it a go. Maybe. I genuinely don't know. I'll tell you what it tastes like, though. I have I definitely have a very specific instance to base this off of. So I go to movies sometimes because I still like going to movies sometimes, because sometimes movies are good to go to. And I like, when I go to the movies, I don't buy popcorn, I don't buy fucking I like none of that shit. It's all stupid and costs too much. But I do need a drink. That I need. And I'm willing to shell out for an icy. Now here's the thing, I'm not some basic bitch. I'm going to mix and match. Now usually what I do is I go over there and I take some cherry and some Coke flavored, make myself a cherry Coke. But sometimes I mix it up a little bit. Sometimes I'll do cherry and the blue raspberry. This tastes like that when it's melted. Typically, it doesn't get a chance to melt when I'm at the movies. Usually, I have to refill it about twice because I just down those things. But no, it tastes very similar to like a melted icy. And specifically, if you go over there and mix a cherry one and a blue raspberry one, that was, my brain was like, I know this flavor, and then it was like, oh yeah. Yeah. I like it though. It's really nice. Um, in terms of the flavors, I mean, look, do I have the palate to tell you what all 50 fucking flavors are? Not a chance in hell, folks. I'm not that dude with the golden spoon who works for the ice cream company. That guy gets paid probably millions of dollars because he's like a one of a kind freak of nature kind of guy. No offense, like, you know, good way. I'm not that guy. I'm a guy in a truck with a Stellar Circuit shirt. But I do know that I like this. This is very good. I don't think that it's directly Liberty Brew or Douce. I definitely don't think it's Douce. It might be Liberty Brew. It's been a while since I've had the Liberty Brew, but I don't remember having this type of reaction to Liberty Brew. So yeah, it's kind of hard to say, but I do think it's its own thing, although I wouldn't be surprised if it's at least adjacent to the Liberty Brew, like maybe a similar kind of formula. But it's really tasty. It's nice, it's sweet, it's refreshing. And it has a little bit of a roller coaster to the flavors. Not a big one, you know, but a little one. Like one of those, like, you know, like basic bitch fair roller coaster, you know, kind of rides. It's not going to scare you or anything, but it is what it is. Because, yeah, you get, initially it's like very nice, very crisp. Then, kind of once that sort of falls away, that's when you get more of like the direct flavor, which again I'm sort of attributing to being sort of like a melted icy. And it's hard to say exactly what that flavor is. There might be a cherry element to it. It's definitely something similar, you know. But it's kind of, you get sort of, again, what I'm going to call a cherry element, and then you've got sort of a blue element, you know. But like, I'll say this, it doesn't taste like any other blue Mountain Dew, so. But I do like it. I think overall it's a good Mountain Dew. But two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I mean, I'm going to go with yes and yes, but here's the thing. Out of the three flavors that they've introduced now, the red, the white, and the blue, I think this one might be my least favorite of the three. I like all three. I think all three are good, and I think that they complement each other well, and that might tie into my next video, by the way. Yeah, but I think the problem for me, like, I like what it's doing. I wish it was doing more of it. I think instead of, I get, you know, the whole 50 flavors thing. I think that's cool. But I think that realistically, it probably would have been better to just focus in on a few and let those shine most prominently. With this, it's a good overall flavor. But again, the peaks and valleys that would normally give it its personality are somewhat flatter than I would like. It's just a good overall Dew. There's nothing about it that I would say is exemplary or hugely stands out, other than, you know, again, my personal nostalgia for the flavor. But I do still like it, and, you know, I appreciate that it is a limited time Dew. I would definitely get it again, but I think I would get the other two before I would get this one again, if that makes any sense. If I'm recommending it. I think, you know, yeah, absolutely. I think, again, it's a limited time item. And I do think, fundamentally, it's a good Dew. I do think it's different enough from the other Dews that I've had that, you know, it has a little bit of a personality to it. Not to the extent I would like, but, you know. And the thing is, though, in some ways, I think that kind of makes it work a little bit better on a more generalized scale, because whereas with the other two, I feel like those are more specific to a given audience. This one, for being what it is, because the flavor is a little bit more neutral, I think more people could actually probably just go into it and be like, oh, that's a good Dew. Whereas with, you know, the Freedom Fusion, I think this would be kind of either you love it or you hate it. You know, that's just my takeaway. But at the same time, I think all three of these Dews are good, and I wish I could tell you specifically if it is the Liberty Brew. I can't, because I don't have a Liberty Brew just available. I do actually still have some Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew. I do have that. I'm holding on to that forever. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly happy 4th of July, tastic rest of your life if you live in America and that's a thing that you celebrate. Because, not everybody does. First of all, not everybody lives in America, and second of all, not everybody celebrates. But, and then final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. First thing, now, by the way, I forgot to mention, I've reviewed so many Mountain Dews. I have an entire Mountain Dew playlist called Mountain Dew Madness. So, review. Other thing that I wanted to mention, that I alluded to, there's going to be a special episode after this involving these 3 dews. I will leave it at that as a nice little cryptic teaser for you, but I'm going to have to actually go inside, let these cool down again, because I want to do it properly. So it'll be a little bit, but, you won't care. It won't be. But anyway, keep your eyes open. Bye!